Welcome everybody. All right, so we're gonna give a few minutes for a few more people to join, and in the meantime, between time, if you don't already know, my name is Karen Fong. I'm the owner of Caribbean Business Elegance, and we are starting a new series called the Inspiring IG Lives. And I'm going to be talking to different persons week over week, and it's going to be every Wednesday, ideally. And I'll be interacting with other business owners where they can share their lessons and impact that we can also learn from. So, what is inspiring to them may also inspire you. I hope you enjoy today's first episode of this inspiration series. The first guest that I will be having on shortly is Trudy from Money Family, and we have a special topic. All right, so our topics, if you haven't already seen the flyer, is redirection with a winning attitude. All right, so I'm just going to get Trudy in so that we can get this thing started. And guys, don't fret if you didn't get to catch us during the live. Of course, it will be saved. Yes, Trudy from Money Family is here. Ooh, hold on, Trudy. I see your lovely face, your lovely makeup, but your voice. No, darling, I'm not hearing you.
How about now?
Yes, there's the lovely voice.
I say your eyes them pretty.
Oh, girl, it's the filter.
Oh wow. How are you, darling?
I am doing so well, feeling so blessed. I know we're talking off air a few weeks ago, but as you know, sometimes things in life can kind of throw you off, but it's time to pick up back on that momentum and get back to business.
Right, right. Definitely, definitely, definitely. Well, thank you and blessed love. Thank you for having me on your platform. And thank you for everyone coming on to watch and listen. I appreciate it. Blessed love.
Definitely. All right. So before you came in, I was actually just giving a brief introduction that this is the start of a special series that's going to be happening on a weekly basis. It's an inspiration series, and you are the first guest of this season show. I like to think of it as a show because
Yes,
we want to know what lessons inspired you, not just in business. And I think it's very fitting for the topic that I must say was recommended by the one and only Trudy from Money Family. We're going to be learning more about her business. She's going to be sharing some lessons that she's learned, and hopefully it can also be an inspiration to everyone else that watches this.
yes,
All
yes.
right. So the topic this week to start off the series is redirection with a winning attitude. I want to. I've never seen this title before. I know it's inspired from Terry Carell's podcast, Redirection with Terry Carell. I did have a
Yes.
peek at her podcast, and I was able to catch the beginning. And I wanted to find out from you what inspired you from that podcast.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. For me, it's always like a journey in my life. And when you invited me, I was like, what will we talk about? What? Because for me, my goal is always to leave a positive and an excellent thought process for anyone watching to be inspired to want to get up and to rise and do what they want to do. So I always want to create content where persons can feel excellent when them finish listen, them feel good. Yes, that's always the goal for me. So I know Terry is a speaker. She was on TEDx. She's done a lot, and I enjoy following persons like that that have a great creative mind and they're thinking outside of the box and they're doing things. And I was like, my question was like, what would Terry Carell talk about? What would she um share? And then for some reason, I was just on her page and I end up listening to her podcast and I was like, wow, I think I
Yeah.
want to do something similar like that. Something that really, but for hers, I think it's just the redirection. For me,
Mhm.
the thought came of adding, how about redirection with a winning attitude, not just dope redirection, but just add
Right.
some more oomph to it. And I was like, yeah, I like that. And I
Hmm.
also thought about John C. Maxwell because he talks about attitude and having attitude, aptitude in his one of his books. I think it's How Successful People Think.
Mm.
So I got little inspiration from everybody that was just giving good vibrations.
Yeah, man, I got you. When I started listening to that same podcast, I started to feel the inspiration because just to let you guys in on how the topic came about, I definitely knew that when I started, or today is the official starting of the inspiration series, I wanted Trudy to be my first guest, and I left the door open. Yes, I left the door open for her to give me a topic that she wanted to talk about. Because the whole point of the series is for every guest to leave their impact on my page, with my community, and also with everyone who just in passing will listen to it. You never know what someone can gain from something we may think is something simple, or something that may not have been a large impact for us, or something we brushed off, or something that was very strong in terms of the direction that we're going. And you don't know how you can touch someone. And that's one of the reasons why I left the door open. And if she didn't have a topic, of course I had topics I could recommend. But when she gave me that, I was like,
Mm.
I didn't have to say anything else. I didn't have to make any changes. And let me tell you something, creativity is not lacking from Money Family. So, how about
Wow.
tell us more about Money Family, as well as more about yourself? I do know that, Trudy, you have contributed 15 years of your talent to the tourism industry, as well as garnered a number of certifications along the way, and you're a co-founder of Money Farm. So tell us more about your.
All right, for me, I just want to once again thank everybody for coming out, watching us, watching our live, and taking the time out to like and follow both our pages, Caribbean Business Elegance, and also following our pages on moneyfamily.com. That's the website, YouTube channel, Pinterest. We appreciate that a lot. But if I were to start off and focus on redirection with a winning attitude, Karen, I would say the journey for me started off looking back now. I can say thank you to my 13-year-old self, my teenager self. Thank you for being forgiving and loving because that really let go a lot of baggages. So it was very good that I had that within me to be forgiving and to be loving because it allowed me to heal from all the challenges and the sadness that was a part of my journey. Being intentional is also of a winning attitude. Being yourself and accepting who you are, no matter what, you know. just loving you for you. So self-love is also good. But if I were to say for me, how Money Family started with all the years of experience, my redirection with a winning attitude started in the 1980s. And the reason I said that is because in the 1980s, I, to me as a child, I felt rich, you know. Everything was nice. You live in a big house. And when I say a big house, I mean you're talking about 20 odd rooms, big house. Yeah.
Wow, that's a
And
mansion. That's
then
what oh my
yes,
girl.
and a river run by separated the land, so we could just walk from the land and just go to the river. You know, I could sit in my swing song under the ackee tree and be swinging, and I could see the river. I can hear the river roaring and rumbling. You know, and we
Can
had
really
cows.
enjoy nature.
Yes. And you know, back then you never really had a lot of kids to play with from time to time. So you get to be in nature. And I was kinda like a tomboyish climbing tree and doing things that I like at the time. But we had a farm that had pigs and cows and goats, but I didn't understand the process of that. I just see it as, oh, we have cow, oh, we have goat, oh, we have pig, you know, and we have a nice big
Yeah.
cherry tree and ackee tree and mango tree. But I didn't really put one and one together until now, looking back and reflecting on my life. And so I used to go to private school. Me and my sister go to private school. We got brought to school privately, same way, pick up same way. I remember getting even $5 for my lunch money. You know, I could buy peanut from the blind peanut man that was in our schoolyard. I could buy patty and cocoa bread and drinks. My belly full, you know, I'm happy. As a child, your belly full, you're happy, you know.
Yeah. So wait,
And
it was
then
always just you and your sister, or do you have other siblings?
I have stepsisters, but my mom has two daughters, so my sister and I.
Okay.
And then every holiday we they are foreign. May I tell you, Easter, summer, Christmas,
Mm,
any little school holiday break we they are foreign, right? It sound good, right? You have a
it's so
helper at your
real
house.
good.
Yeah, man, you have a
You get
helper. We have
experience, have
TV.
fun, you don't have no worries.
No worries, right? We have TV, we have VCR, so when JBC at the time sign up, we can put in one cassette and watch, you know, Ninja Turtles was my favorite. So you
Yeah.
know, so we are go way back.
You be do everything.
So my redirection was after Hurricane Gilbert.
Oh yeah.
Remember, I just painted this beautiful picture of a lifestyle that I know. I don't know nothing else. We moved to the country on this 1 acre property now that we farm, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we moved here, and now guess what? We don't have no helper. Me have to carry water. Me no know nothing about to carry water upon my head, carry jug of water in my hand 2 miles from a river. Me all a beat out a door. And I
Yo.
don't know nothing about no beat out a door. Yeah. You know,
Was it
and
like a big, was it like this, like where was your mental state when you realized that this is now a lifestyle that you had to now become accustomed to and develop from? Were you like in shock? Were you like, was it like, oh, this is interesting, or was it like, well, I miss the house I'm used to today now?
it was it was a journey in a sort of way, and I guess because I had my sister and my mom, so just having their love and their support on my finger, because I used to suck finger. Now people say, "Oh, your teeth no buff and you suck finger,"
Eh, my
but
feet both friends. You so much me, I'm over by that it's true.
oh, I always tell persons if they, you know, put your finger. But for me, I think I think I got over it really quick and easy based on the fact that there were more kids now in the community for us to play with. They were climbing trees. We were eating berries that I never normally would taste, like piment or ripe berries. I would never eat that. I had more berry now because walking down to the farm, on that farm to go to the river for water, we um we were able to, pick. And then something really exciting was good about the move too, because although that lifestyle was nice, there was sad moments where my mom was abused by my stepdad.
Mm.
So when we moved to here in her house, um, and that crying and bawling and the noise and the storming and all of that wasn't it just there was peace.
There we
There
go.
there was peace. So
Peace.
yes. So that was the first redirection for me. Um so being on this property though, my spouse always said to me, why don't you just do some farming? And I was like, I'm not a farm girl. I'm into anything business. I'm into the social media. I'm into the platform thing. That's what I'm into. That's what I love. I love meeting people. I love going out and socializing. And so it's like I couldn't see myself doing farming at that time, you know. And then the
Boy,
the journey the journey continues, and the redirections just kept on, going.
I can relate. I can relate. For me personally, I had a series of small turns. So it wasn't like a big turn for me to redirect me on the path I am now. It was just a series of small decisions and circumstances that led me to where I am now. Two examples would be one, when I changed my major at UA, and
Mhm.
this is more than a year into the program, so that's always a big thing. So at first I was kind of putting it off because I had figured out that I don't necessarily want to do the sciences anymore. I loved it, was successful all throughout school, but career wise I wasn't feeling fulfilled. And remember, it's not like I started in the job. I'm just here pursuing the degree that can get me in that field. And then, you had to think about the facts there, because I took out student loan, me I think about that the responsibility, me I say, all
Wow.
right, the time in a school, the people them, Lord God, me shame, me this, me that. So all of those little concerns. So that was just one turn for me. And to be honest, like you, I've also had a very sheltered life. I didn't have to worry about responsibilities when I was growing up. Not to say, everybody didn't have their own challenges in their own way, but in terms of growing up, I was taken care of. There was love. You never have to worry where food will come from, clothes will come from. You go sports when you want sports, all of them something there. And then I can say I really started to learn responsibility
Yes.
after my father passed. And that was at the age of 11. So I needed to step up. And this was without a conversation. This is just, I see my mom needs help, so I need to step up and help. So, naturally females mature faster than boys, but I think that circumstance forced me to mature a little bit more faster than I would if I still had both parents. Yeah. So that's my version of redirection in my life. I won't lie to you. It took me the longest while to not have any more regrets and look at those decisions as lessons. And that ties into where you were talking about self-love, the fact that you can't watch people. My path is not their path. Some can bawl and complain and stop trying to figure out a way to achieve these goals because we feel a way say, oh, she graduated before me. Their business looks so good. And remember, I'm just starting. So, like everybody else in our special community, we're all just starting, learning from each other, growing together. And I wanted to find out from you, is there a particular lesson that you feel that your boys have to learn at their age, considering they're getting that farming background that you did not get? Because the table's been turned for them, they have all of this background, maybe career wise, they end up with something completely unrelated.
Hmm.
Yeah, what's one? I love that. They're thinking, what is
Of
one lesson
course.
you want to pass on to your boys?
One lesson I want to, well, there's so many lessons because life keeps on, life, life is just life. Like some
Mhm.
part of your life, you would have said, why me? Why this happened to me? I
Mhm.
realized, I realized in my journey that life, it's okay. You know what I mean? It's okay. Accept your journey. And if you were to be more thankful and more grateful in the process of your journey, you find that you overcome it beautifully. And I know it's hard. It's easy for me on this side saying it, but if you just put away every little ning sound in your head and move forward. I have so many things I teach my boys, so many things. And the thing about boys, because I'm a mother of three boys for everybody that's watching, um, and they're awesome. They're awesome and they're unique in their own way. But I don't know what it feels like to raise girls. I only know, but there's so much things that we as mom and as fathers have to give to our boys. And I think for me, one of two of my lessons I would say, and it might sound cliche because everybody's always saying is never give up on yourself. Never. And I want, where the camera there? Be looking at everybody's eyes right now. Do not give up on yourself. Keep believing in yourself and
Tell the
smile.
people them one.
Looking at my eyes. Believe in yourself. I think that's what I would always, if I were to pass down one thing to my boys and they would take it and run with it, I would say,
Mhm.
boys, believe in yourself and keep on moving forward. Yes.
Yes. And as you mentioned, your beautiful boys. And guys, as soon as you're finished watching this live, go on over to Money Family, ensure that you follow. And when you go in their bio, you'll be able to go on their website. It's such a lovely page. You'll be able to see a picture of the family. It is a family affair. And I
Yes.
want you to just give us a little backstory of how the name came about.
Wow. Yeah. I searched for that name and I remember speaking to my best friend. She's now living in England. Tashian, mwah, I love you. And we were talking about starting our business, right? And we just always talk, no matter what though, although I'm a home girl, they all the way at England, no matter what,
Mhm.
we just always connect, always. And I love her. I love her. Um, I think we act as if the kids are ours. So my pitney are her pitney, her pitney have to be pitney. That's how we behave. And so me all gone far out head now, gone in love and I think about something else.
What a
So
family
Money
has
Family.
made
So she
YouTube.
told me about two movies on Netflix, right? She told
Mhm.
me and then I end up finding another movie that I watch and it was with this young lady who started out her business on eBay don't remember that movie 100%, but it inspired me in a way because it showed her challenges, how she overcome herself as well. Because she had this friend that was with her all the way, yada yada yada. But then watching Netflix, I found another travel. It's three persons in that travel. Um, they talk about travel. Oh, I wish I knew their names, man. But what this movie is about, or series is about, is um two girls and a guy, and they're friends, and they travel and they look at villas and spas, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they went to a house to stay. Like it was like they do Airbnb at that house, and it had a farm, so you could stay in the farm. But if you wanted to use the loo, you had to go outside. But while I was watching that, I was searching for a name for the farm. I was searching and I was thinking, and I trust me, my list long of names. I was even thinking about the healing farm. I was thinking about
Mm.
so much things. Yes. And my spouse, my hubby, my best friend, he said to me, keep it as simple as possible. And in sales, KISS, keep it simple, stupid, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I always keep that terminology in my mind too when I'm thinking about things. And so in that series where they were at the farmhouse, there was a sign in the house, like a hard wooden frame, and it says Farmily, Farmily. So I went to
Mm-hmm.
GoDaddy and I looked for Farmily, and it gone. I can't get Farmily, and I was like excited. I'm like, yes, I like that.
That's
That's
it.
exactly what represents my thing. Farm and family. I want it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I have to lean back. So I went back to my spouse because he is the farmer. He mentors me and I learn. And I also call other farmers that I can connect with and we talk about things. So I'm learning. I'm an upcoming farmer. So, but I'm more the social
I
media
can
type
connect.
person.
I
Yes.
can connect.
So I do everything social media, sales, everything. The spokesperson.
Yes.
He's quiet. He's in the background. He don't like the front of things. I even had to ask his permission to put his picture on the website.
No,
You
them look
know,
away because it's the same dynamic with my mother. She's the one that knows a lot about farming, and she teaches me here along the way. And I'll show a bit of that on the YouTube channel. But
yes,
I can relate.
awesome. So that was how the name inspired. And then I was like, persons are always looking ways to earn an income are
Mm.
wanting to know how they can, increase their income. So I said, well, family always have a money thing, persons who love to create and generate money. And then a farm also produces a source of income as well. And sometimes you don't invest big, but you can make something. Sometimes it's not a
Yeah.
big wagga wagga. It depends on how many acres of property you have. So, if you have a 10 acre or a 5 acre, you really are going to see a different type of return versus a
Mm-hmm.
backyard garden. So,
True.
I combined the names and I said to him, Love, what you think about Money Family?
Mm.
And he was like, and I said, it's available on GoDaddy. And he says, it sounds interesting.
It
And
does.
so I said, all right, I just purchased the domain name and then I save up some more money. It was in my birthday time, so I got birthday monies.
Mm-hmm.
And I used my birthday money to invest not in hairstyle, not in pretty fingernails, what me love, but in my website.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Okay, love. Thank you so much for sharing with us things that inspired you. along your redirection with a winning attitude, guys. It's how you look at things that can help to make the difference in your results. So, Trudy, before I let you go, I would like to know what's one book that you're currently reading and how can we get in touch and support Money Family?
Oh wow, me love the support and the blessing, 'cause when you talk about love, love good, love make you feel good. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching this right now, or you're watching it as a rebroadcast, or it's chilling, drinking something. If you, when you want to support Money Family, because our content we share is about the farm, hands-on experience about the farm that we have had, and I think I may start include other experiences from other persons as well. It also speaks about family, relationships, and it talks about money. And we share tips on how you can add money to, if you're looking to ways to earn an extra income. But the money part, say, just start make money, boom, 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 boom. Farming is
Right.
about delayed gratification. It's about patience. It's about challenges, putting in the work before seeing your reward. But I can tell you, when you do farming, there's this calm, peaceful, there's something that you can't describe it. You can't say a few words that may give you the feeling, but when you really start to put everything aside and you're planting a plant, you're planting a, you're sowing a seed, or you're planting a seedling, there is an amazing feeling that you get from it. So, Money Family, we have a farm and we talk and share about that experience as well. We have a website. It is www.moneyfamily.com. Let me pull up my shirt so you can see my shirt. We're
Yes,
on
look, branding, guys.
Instagram. Oh,
Branding.
yes, we're on TikTok. TikTok is fun. We're on Pinterest and we're also on YouTube. All right. And in the future, we're looking forward to be on Facebook as well. But as a social media person, and I studied social media, I went back to school because they say level up. And anytime you want to level up your game, go back, read, study. You said how many books? You said one book a reading. Well, to be honest with you, I'm not
But
reading
believe
one
me,
book.
the current book that you're on right now. But if you have more, let the people
I
know.
am not reading one book, darling. So this is the book I'm reading right now. One of the books, Agmandino's Secrets for Success and
Mhm.
Happiness, and Napoleon Hill, Positive Action Plan. And this is a 365 meditation type of book.
Mm.
So these are the
Uh,
two books I'm reading. I believe in personal development. I love, I love, when it comes down to book, trust me, when it comes down to applying the knowledge that you're learning from the book, which is much more powerful. My other two favorite books that I turn to from time to time is It Works. And I got this book when I was in Kingston. So I have it a couple years now. It Works by R.H.J. And that sounds like some of my initials and my spouse initial mix up right there. So, and my other favorite book is The Magic of Believing.
the magic of believing that
You
one.
see
That
this
one sound
book?
like it's not gonna hit the public.
You see this book?
Grabbing
Oh
it
my
off the
God.
shelf.
This book is really good. I love this
Oh,
book. But you know what I learned too? You know what I learned to Karen? When I was just learning how to develop my mindset and myself, you just don't want to read any and any book off the bat. You have to
no,
take baby steps. So if I were to recommend books for someone who is like just getting into the niche of reading and they don't know where to start at all, Although I love Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, that is a
I've heard
good book if your mindset is into, I want to start my own business. I want to have something than a 9 to 5. That's a good beginner
right.
starter, right? Um, but if you're looking to develop yourself and your mindset, you're not thinking about business. You have a 9 to 5 that you enjoy, but you want to grow your mind, right? And you want to be a better friend, a better everything, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um, the first book I would say, there's many first books, but The Tongue, a Creative Force. The
Mm.
Tongue, a Creative Force.
I
Read
have
that
to look
book
that up because I
and
wasn't aware of that.
learn how to talk. The words that are coming from your mouth are also a creative force within you, so that will also help you. And the next one I would say is, you want to be a better mom, a better spouse, a better best friend, a better whatever. The 5 love languages.
Yes,
It will teach you that everybody likes to be loved a certain way, and your way of loving is not much. That's not possible the way that person wants to be loved.
that is true. And it's a big part of communication as well. Just a
Yo,
better, more improved way to
Karen,
communicate with
when you
somebody.
talk about communication, I want a big thing, you know.
Hello, Miss. The amount of miscommunications where I have to sit down and exercise patience and be like, this is where I was coming from. Once you learn each other's love language, no matter who you're talking to, then you'll be able to be like, oh, that's what you meant. Oh, your strong personality doesn't mean you hate me. What you're saying is coming from a place of love. But because you're probably strong and I'm probably soft and probably timid, I didn't
Gentle.
hear what you were saying. I felt this aggression. Yes, people, but I hope
Communication is huge. Huge.
we're gonna have to bring it back. We can have communication be a big because right now we're about to spin off. All right, guys. So thank you so much to Fullwood Caldine for joining and budding Farmer JA for roping in. Um, Budding Farmer says, you truly, you are a budding farmer. She enjoyed the conversation and she agrees with you that farming is therapeutic, and I do agree with that.
It
Thank
is.
you guys so much. Stay tuned as we will have this live saved. So if you didn't catch the beginning, you'll be able to catch it afterwards. And be on the lookout for next week's surprise guest on our inspiration
Woo!
series here on
I am
Caribbean.
looking forward to that, Karen. Definitely. Yes. And
You
thank you.
too.
Blessed love. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Most welcome. Enjoy your evening, guys, and ensure to support Money Family on all social media platforms.
And Caribbean elegance as well. Well,
Everything will be in
Caribbean
the
business
description box.
elegance, right?
Caribbean Business Elegance.
All right.
Love you guys. Thanks for joining.
Mwah.